Hey, I'm Mikko and this is my painting Easy Days. I started this painting by showing my friend how to use the streamline setting in Procreate, and then it turned into this kind of mess of lines, and at this point I kind of see that, oh, it's a town, I need to paint it now. So that's what I did. I used the charcoal brush for this. It's a charcoal block, I think. But also for the smaller detail, I used the 6B pencil from Sketching tab. I usually use only one brush, but this was an exception. But I think those two are so close together in texture that they kind of work together. And I love the way that it kind of like leaves these holes in the canvas, so that if you have several layers of color, they show through the layers. And you can see this especially in the background layer where I have these like softer strokes, and at this stage there are a lot of these kind of stains on the sky, and I leave a lot of them in and then I draw lightly over them, but you can still kind of see the texture that they leave underneath. I also wanted to say something about starting this YouTube channel, because it's been something that I've thought about for a long time and it seemed so scary. But in the end, just starting it wasn't that horrifying to begin with. First of all, there's something like 20 views for a video, so even if I mess up completely terribly here, it's not that horrifying. I will survive alive from it, and I'm learning so much just by doing it. I tried to look at a lot of tutorials on how to upload videos, but honestly, none of that was as helpful as just starting. And I think that goes to all of creative projects. Like for example, this painting. You can see that I have now redesigned the windmill 3 times, and it's only because I had that first iteration in place that I had something to improve on. So afraid of disappointing other people that we want to get it perfect the first time, and disappointing other people is horrifying. So I think I need to keep reminding myself of this fact that failure is only a starting point for pretty much any creative project. Now I'm starting to add these small characters in the town to give it more scale and to kind of show the viewer that it's a small town with just like a handful of people using this small store. And then they have this water tank that they probably refill at some stops. I don't know. I think it's interesting for me to imagine what it is like to live in this town and where they are going and how the whole economy works. That maybe they produce something with the windmill, like bread, and sell it to other towns that are static. And the only way to keep the business running is by just keeping the whole town moving all the time. Maybe they have a really small field somewhere in the back, or maybe it's on the way when they move. Now I'm adding even more details to the foreground, but I'm trying to keep the foreground details kind of less interesting than the town itself. It's a tricky balance to keep. And you can see me painting all of these house surfaces again and again. I really want to give them that sort of like worn texture. I think the rooftop of the leftmost building turned out pretty nice. I have another painting where I have completely messed up this sort of like tile roof thing, so I was happy that I was able to get it right. Maybe I can return to the other painting and fix it there too. the mood is something that I struggled with a lot when doing this painting. It was only when I managed to do the clouds in the background that I kind of could feel the summer day in this setting, and then it started clicking for me. But there was a long time where it just looked like I don't understand what the mood of this painting is, and that's a difficult place to be in when you're painting. But once I could feel the scene, or once I could kind of put myself in there, it was a lot easier to do all the details and understand what the vibe of the whole town is. Here I'm doing more highlights to the clouds, doing an additive layer that I blur and sink into it. And then just a small window, and then I'm done. Hey, I'm Mikko, and thank you for watching my video first of all. Please like and subscribe and push all the buttons. And if you have any suggestions on what you want me to talk about on this channel, please let me know if in any way possible. There's a link to Instagram, hopefully in the description if I manage to put it there. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!